Minicamp and OTA season's done, but we're still looking at the practice clips to get ready for training camp. Today, we're looking at the Tennessee Titans and getting another look at Elic Ayomanor while prospecting him out for training camp and fantasy football. Before we dig in, though, you need to click that subscribe button right now because we're looking at these practices, rookie camp, minicamp, OTAs, soon to be training camp, which means you need to click that button so you keep tabs on your rookies, guys you're drafting in fantasy football, those quarterback battles, seeing where these guys are climbing the depth chart and everything else. Click that button. Stop missing out. We're looking at Elic Ayomanor. We're going to watch these clips, loop it, and keep talking ball. But this is a wide receiver that turned heads multiple times during his collegiate career. He also has a good prospect profile, has a good breakout age, good market share of the team's passing production. Very, very tricky route runner. Good hands. This is a wide receiver that could sneak up on you. And this is a very ambiguous depth chart coming into the season. This is a wide receiver that I would not be surprised starts carving out a much larger role throughout training camp. So what are we watching? We're watching to see how he wins. We're watching to see which wide receivers are going to be the risers and fallers. Like Treylon Burks. He's got to compete now. We got some interesting competition on this depth chart. And you got him, Dyke, you got Restrepo there. It's going to be an interesting batch of wide receivers added to this mix. Elic Ayomanor, if you remember, he put Travis Hunter in a blender and chopped him up. He did that. Pac-12 After Dark, he sure did that. Those Saturday night games, you saw him break off the routes. He had some big moments throughout his career. Very slippery route runner. Good feet. You see him stop on dime and make those turns. You see that. That's in the route running. That's in the cell tactics. Sticky hands. He's very reliable. There's Restrepo right there. We're looking at all the wide receivers right now. Very reliable wide receiver that could make a huge impact here. Now, if you look at him for fantasy football, he's cheap. Seasonal leagues redraft. You're not really looking at him unless something comes up in the route participation rate. So in season, you're going to be watching how many routes he's running, the rate on that, whether it's 80% of the routes he's out there or higher. That's what I would be looking at. And then it's targets. If the routes are up, then my eyes are perking up. If the targets are like 6+, then I'm really getting excited, but you're also working with a rookie quarterback. So this might be more of a long-term play. He's a good, cheap, long-term play for Dynasty Fantasy Football, considering there's no sunk cost that you need to invest in. He's just cheap. He's on a team where you can see him climb the depth chart. The draft capital indicates that odds are stacked against him for top-tier production, but you look at everything football-wise, there's a chance. And at the price tag you're looking at, that's all you're looking at. It's a deep running back class, so I understand going at the running backs more than the wide receivers in this range. That's something I've been talking about this whole time. But honestly, when you're looking at a wide receiver or you want a wide receiver or you're thinking about wide receiver, at his price in rookie drafts, where you're getting him at versus the talent on this team, you look at the depth chart where you can definitely see there's a chance for him to climb up. That's a good thing to look at. If you want to do that. That's all on you and what you want to do. I'll talk about every single scenario I can think of while I'm on this microphone to help you out. More of a best buddy than a guy that's just trying to give you a take and a side, because it's all on you and what you want to do. However, this is a good prospect. The talent's there. So if I'm a Titans fan, I'm excited about this. This adds depth. This is a wide receiver that could exceed expectations early in his career. Sticky hands, breaks off routes good size to him. Production metrics are solid, especially from a market share standpoint. What I mean by market share is the rate of ownership of his college passing production, not just yards. So you can get 900 yards and have a large share. You can have like 1,500 yards, and it'd be a little bit lighter than some of the other wide receivers with a little bit less, because it shows you how much you dominated that team's passing production. Because there's some schools that just throw for like 400 yards a game or more. And then there's some schools that barely throw it at all. However, that wide receiver is making an impact and it's on the field. And then also you want to take it as more of a prerequisite than a marker for that an absolute. So what I mean by that is usually guys in the NFL who tend to hit well on the production metrics in terms of market share in college, and it's usually age-based, so the younger you hit those thresholds, usually about 20% of your team's passing production or more, the better. But it's a prerequisite, meaning that not all players that hit those totals hit. There's other things, if you want to look metrically, like draft capital, size-adjusted athleticism, situation. The situation that I would point out here that could lend to his benefit would be the ambiguousness of this wide receiver depth chart. The wide receivers that he's competing against. You got a rookie quarterback. So far, from what I've read and from what I've seen through the clips, like we're showing you right now, he's been looking good. But for redraft, right now, he's a little bit outside the scope unless he really starts killing it in training camp. That's something to pay attention to. For Dynasty, he's a good deal. If I'm a Titans fan, I'm excited to get a talent like this, along with Restrepo and Dyke. Dyke's got some good athleticism that adds you a different tool to your toolbox that can really help your young quarterback here. I also, if you're thinking about this long-term for fantasy football, for Dynasty, I would not be surprised if this team keeps bringing in more wide receivers considering they paid up for Cam Ward. I would not be surprised at all. If I were them, that's what I would do. I'd keep just throwing poop against the wall till something sticks, till I get good wide receivers for Cam Ward. Whether it's already on the roster, or it's through the draft from wide receivers that fall to me, or if you get a good free agency class and you pay up for one, whatever it is, I would just keep doing it. That's what I would do. I got my quarterback now. I paid up for him. Now it's time to get to talent, and I would do whatever it takes. I would allow these wide receivers, these young guys to develop. I would give them all the opportunities in camp, allow them to get extra reps. I'd push them. I'd try to download as much into their skull as possible when it comes to concepts to see what I got, because I want to make these moves fast too. I don't want to wait around and get halfway into this rookie contract and realize, hey, I did not allow Cam Ward the opportunity to succeed. I want to be able to get pieces in place. So that being said, Ayomanor is a good wide receiver. He's probably, considering his draft capital, considering they have not spent much on him, he's probably going to need to step it up rather quickly. He needs to have a good rookie season. He needs to have a good training camp. He needs to really succeed well in these joint practices coming up in training camp here in about a month or so. When the pads are on, he just needs to continue to keep stacking days. That's what he needs to continue to do. Keep stacking days. That's what we need to see out of him from training camp. We need the coaches to keep bringing him up in press conferences after practice. We need opposing players in joint practices to keep bringing him up after those big practices when things get heated. We need him to look good in preseason. We need to watch him in season to carve out more of a role. We need to see them routes, those numbers of routes, the route participation rate to increase by the week. See him get more opportunity and let that lead to more targets. But all in all, this is a good wide receiver prospect. If I'm a Titans fan, I'm excited about this. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One, thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.